Welcome everybody out to Worldwide Technology Raceway, otherwise known as Gateway. A little bit change of scenery from what we originally had planned. But we're out here at the 1 mile racetrack, just over a mile. We got 150 laps this afternoon. I'm joined here in the booth once again by Brad. What's up? Are you ready to go? Fun month lies ahead of us. Starting off here at Gateway, we have some fun short track action, and then we also are going to be looking forward to the 10th anniversary throwback race. That'll be over at Darlington for the FARCA Historical Weekend before we head out to the west coast of Portland International Raceway. That will be the race to set us up for our top 14 lineup. The chase for the championship will begin at Indianapolis, and that's going to be a fun month ahead. Here in the middle of the summer, to see who will get the nice blue and crystal trophy for winning our 10th championship across URD and FARCA throughout all of the years. So without that, let's go ahead and go over the starting lineup of the race. Front row, Zach McAdoo in the number 17 Ford for Reckless Racing gets another pole for the season. He starts next to Brandon Crasta for Procrastination. Good to see some foreign back in the number 5 machine. Row number 3 has Justin Osborne for Permier Racing, starting next to Chris Davis in the 06.
Leader, Deacon Jones in that 28 machine, starting next to Makoto Kino in the 33.
Kino straight out of Japan, starting behind, or in front of Connor Mir, number 29 in the Mirkazu Racing Toyota Ghost Energy Bubbalicious machine, next to Joseph Anesto's Team Motorsports 62.
And speaking of Team Motorsports, we have John Cittadino in the 72, starting 11th, starting next to Ryan DeLusso in that Chronic Understeer Motorsports CSX Ford Mustang number 2.
Then it's Austin Yoakum in the number 4, qualified 13th today, starts next to Jay Langelier in the number 9.
Starting 15th, we have Aaron Douglas in the 97 machine. Always seems to not be great at qualifying. He always wants to be in that top 10, but race pace always shows good for him. Starting next to him is teammate Sammy Cobb.
Then it's Lizzie Wesley in the 36, also out of Procrastination, starts next to Caitlin Meir out of MGR.
Starting 19th is Noah Prattwary in the 26, and then next to him is Tim Salmon in the 51 for Supreme Motorsports.
In the number 25 car, that's Justin Franklin, starts next to Jeff Cannon, number 81 in Toyota.
And starting in 23rd is Speedy Daniel Quinones in the 16, starting next to David Walsh in the 56 for Walsh Enterprises.
And then we're going to have Nick Fountain in the number 39 for Supreme. He'll be starting next to the number 40 of Adam Douglas.
Starting in 27th, we have Quinn Izzo. Always a factor in these races, it seems. Starting next to Brad Hughes for the 7 in TBD, Tom Brad Development.
And then it's going to be Tom Jones, the owner of the team, in that number 46 car. Will be starting alongside. There we go. We'll be starting alongside Arthur Xavier in that number 87 machine. As this continues on, we got Andrew Weisbecker, Timmy Weathers, Greg Graciano, Dylan Touchton, Elias Nassar, Rob McPherson, Jacob McMillan, Dylan Young, Mariah Douglas, Rob Kreider, Andy Bealey, Kenny Bambura, Travis Dawson. Will be rounding out the field, which means Marissa Miranda and Joshua Lockhart went home today. First time to 32, I believe, this season's gone home, and I think that's the second straight race in a row for Lockhart for missing the show. All right. 43 cars ready to go around Gateway. 150 laps. Should be a lot of fun here. Preparation for the big month. The infamous bubble of who's going to make it in.
150 laps, I'm reckon everyone might be able to make it on fuel to that halfway break, but we will see as we come to the green flag.
Green flag's in the air, as you say, and McAdoo leads us off. Those Fords on the inside make quick waves of the Chevrolets to their outside.
Glad to see everyone making it through 1 and 2 cleanly. We'll see how the lines develop throughout the day.
Pritchard already up a couple spots now, trying to get up and into the race lead early on. Takes a peek down to the inside here of our race leader. Gets a good line in the corner entry. Using the clean air.
Gonna be there.
Side by side coming out of turn 2, but the momentum stays to the 17.
We know McAdoo is fast, but Brett, as we say, is always the threat whenever he is around the lead.
Speaking of that, thank you, No Luck Real, for the resubscription. 11 months they have subscribed, and they are on a 3-month streak. Huge thank you. Fastest car on track that time by was Dakota Cottle with a 35.79. He's up into the 3rd spot, just ahead of Justin Osborne. Don't look down, the outside there, that's Deacon Jones. And that shiny red, number 28, he's moving up as well. 2 Chevrolets on the move.
Also would like to say it's glad to see Justin back up here. It seems like this season hasn't really been all that strong. He's in the points to make it to the chase. It's just he hasn't gotten that win yet.
The elusive win has been difficult for him. He had such a strong season last year. See what he ends up doing before we head into our run for the champion. Maybe they're trying to pull a flip on us. Maybe they're not focusing on putting together a whole season, but that last final 8 races may be what they're looking for. Starting to see 2 lines starting to play here. The outside has made a couple good moves. Made some passing, even as well as up to that 3rd lane. And that's what we're seeing the number 5 and the 79 start to use. Cottle tried to use that on Pritchard, but to no success, and has now lost a position to Justin Osborne. Towards the back here is actually Aaron Douglas in 13th on the bottom of 3 wide here. He just had the fastest lap of the race. He's behind his alliance partner of Connor Meir. That chrome number 97, very bright out on a day race here in Gateway.
Very good looking Toyota Camry. Got 3 wide.
Once
Multiple
again,
places.
Lizzie backs out of that. Didn't want any part of that. So they're a little bit further back here. That's Tom Jones to the outside with number 25 of Justin Franklin and Arthur Xavier. And that 3rd line really is starting to come into play. They're 3 wide, even ahead of this. So a lot of action here towards the back of the pack. Ooh, Tom just bounced off the wall and got into the 56. Have to see if that race car is damaged.
We're holding it 3 wide. I didn't realize there's gonna be any grip. I didn't realize there's gonna be any kind of grip out there.
Doesn't look damaged. I don't think he's gonna have to pit for that. I think it's just gonna take some confidence out of that race car. Up at the front, we just had another fastest lap get set by our race leader. That was a 35.61 for Zach McAdoo, and he pulled out a whole second in front of the field doing that lap. Anticipated green flag pit stops around lap 45. Halfway breaks is set for 75. Be curious to see what they end up doing. We're going to do some check-in on the fields And actually, in the middle of that, fastest lap by the number 40 car was just set, 35.6. That is your new quickest car.
No surprise there.
Trying to go for a sweep of the weekend. That's going to be a bit of a tall order there. That was Brad Hughes in the number 7, who won last night in the Pro Series race. He's actually lost 5 positions since the drop of the green flag. I don't know if a sweep is going to be on the cards for tonight's race, but they brought a good race car. They're just struggling with the setup.
Yeah, it seems to be stuck behind this battle. This 4-way battle going on. Hopefully it can settle itself out.
While we're over here checking this out, we have a new leader. Brett Pritchard just went to the lead with the new fastest lap of the race as well, 35.56 for Brett Pritchard. And that's our second leader. Both of them have been Fords. Both of them have been red, white, and blue. Tribute paint scheme here to Kevin Harvick with the Do It For Dale on the back of the 44 machine. This track is really similar to Milwaukee, which is where we had the Pro Series race go. You can hear how much the drivers will feather onto the throttle and then roll it out of the corner. The lack of the banking here requires a lot of throttle control out of these drivers.
I know with a lot of Brett's drifting background, I'm sure he's enjoying having to really drive the car, not with just his hands, but with his feet as well.
Great question by No Luck Ireal on the stream. We are on race 14 out of 24 for the season. We have had 13 races completed for the season, and guess what? 13 different winners. Our current leader would be the first one to do it, but I believe Zach McAdoo, who is currently in second and had the pole for this race, he also has had a win. So we're looking at third place, DK Cottle. I believe he is going to be the first one here without a race win so far in the season. Let's see if I can fact check that for myself here real quick. Trying to see where he is in points for this number 5 machine, who is sitting in third place. And yes, he hasn't had a win yet this season. And here he comes, approaching the front while these two have been side-by-side battling. A potential 14th different winner of the season, which would be insane. This is the longest streak we've gone of different winners in FARCA history. Normally, we only do 20 races a season. This would be over half a season of different winners. On board with Cottle.
Very good to see how close the competition is. That is enabling us to have 13 different winners.
Well, it's made the points bubble really close for this top 14. Anyone between 9th to 19th could flop from a good or a bad race right now, and that makes it very close and intimidating for these drivers trying to get into the top 14 to have a chance at this 10th anniversary trophy that they can get at the end of the season.
Yeah, I was looking at the points earlier, and it looked to be about like 5 drivers are within 15 points of that cut line.
Yeah, it's pretty close. It's really close. And in fact, we have drivers that are there's a couple of positions in here that are tied. Like 15th and 16th are tied, and they're 4 points off of the cutoff.
Exactly. And one driver who's making a really good day is actually Ryan DeLusso in 7th, who is plus 5 positions from where he started. If today could continue to be a good day for him, not even necessarily a win, but just a great day fighting that 5th position as he holds down 7th,
You got
get him very much closer to that cut line.
Got to give it up here to Jay Langelier as well, riding in the 8th position right now. Just got around Brandon Crasta's number 63. We just had the service on Saturday morning for our late friend Benjamin Thomas, who passed away earlier before the season could start. And Jay has won a race this season. It was a very emotional race as well. We also just went to Atlanta, which is the place that Ben got his final win at. And so it's been a crazy weekend for Jay, and I'm sure he would like nothing than to get another win to dedicate to his late brother, racing in the organization his brother built.
That would be a very popular win if that were to happen today.
Nice to see that 9 car continue to move up. He had some promising runs in the Mir Toyota Racing Camp a few years ago, and for certain reasons was removed from the seat, which we don't need to go into detail anymore for. But that's just Jay's character. He is back. He's in 20th in points. Needs a really good, consistent 4 races if he wants a chance to make it in. He's got a win, and that certainly helped out a ton. But he's only got 2 top 10s to his name, so we'll see what he is. There's our cool cat checking in, Mr. Bipolar. Justin Osborne, welcome back in. He's sitting 10th in points. You're comfortable, but you're not comfortable. You're not safe just yet. Brett Pritchard still leading this thing at lap 18. We've seen no signs of pitting yet, which is good.
Just looking at the timing and scoring, our big mover so far, Adam Douglas.
How about that?
Who's currently battling with Connor Meir, is plus 13 from where he started.
About to get a couple more positions here. He has the second fastest lap of the race, only bested by our race leader. So that's number 40 car's got a ton of speed in it. I wouldn't be surprised if after this halfway break, the HendrickCars.com Chevrolet continues to climb up the pack. His brother's not too far behind him, moving up with Connor. It's no surprise to see these guys 1, 2, 3. Normally we see the number 97 car kind of have a mediocre qualifying down in like even 20th or 30th and then moves up. He had a normal qualifying run today and kind of just staying where he qualified. Not really moving up too much. Currently he sits 4th in points. Has the most poles out of anybody, but has the most inconsistent qualifying. He's actually getting passed by Caitlin Mir. Number 92 looks to the inside. The Tillamook Cheese 92.
Aaron is also the highest in points driver without that win.
Yeah, it's I've been a season where they can
inconsistent qualifying. The consistent results in the race have helped him stay, I would say, almost safe.
They went into this season with the goals on the trophy and nothing else, and it's been the opposite. They have had nothing but struggles in terms of where they start or what goes on in the middle of the race. They're just hoping that by the time it comes to the chase that it becomes something they don't have to worry about. And something that will be also shown at the FARCA Historical Weekend is going to be how the cars will look for the duration of the chase. The only hint that we have been given is that it's going to be very flashy. But it will be fun to see what they end up doing. "22 laps in out of 150. Brett Pritchard still leads this thing. We are approaching lap traffic going around the Rebel Racing Target Fords. They have been kind of off pace as of late, and the 17 kind of getting hung out to dry there behind Kenny Bumbur's machine. They've already gotten around Mariah's. They knew they were going to come to this race and struggle. They had it circled that this was going to be a bad race, and it's certainly showing. 23 laps in, they are a lap down. Justin Osborne gets to the back bumper of the 17 machine. The number 79 Toyota trying to move up. Got new colors on the 79. Loves drops, and Denso moved up. First time in about 3 years, the look of this car has changed.
Yeah, it's going to be something to get used to. It's always been that Loves Toyota, but now it's the Denso Toyota.
It's part of the Toyota
Sponsorships
program,
always hanging around.
helping them out. Then, so of course, a manufacturer supplier of sensors and electronics. Got the lightning spark plug on the hood. Adam continues to move up. He's now inside the top 10, up to 9th. How about that?
Plus 17 spots from where he started. It's an excellent run so far, and we're only 25 laps into it.
Yeah, he's got one of the fastest cars in the long run. Noah Patway, who was behind him, just set his personal best lap of the race, even though we're on these used tires. That Rocket 26 is by far one of my favorites in the field. That car just looks like a fast race car. Getting held up by lap traffic here. This is just unlucky in terms of car placement. He'll get a free chance to move around now. Nope, stays behind his fellow Ford. I don't think that's a move I would have picked there, but that's what Nowood has chosen. Joseph Ernesto continues to move up inside the top 5 now for the number 62 machine. This is a driver who has an up and down year. He's having a good one so far tonight. Saw a little bit of a flash there. 79 trying to get some good momentum on the outside. Not enough to complete the pass, but he's trying. Richard hasn't really been able to pull away from this front pack of cars. Good run on the inside there for the 79.
Sorry for being away. My girlfriend was having issues with her flight scheduling for tomorrow.
No bueno there.
No bueno there. But no, you know who is flying? Justin Osborne.
And just got around the number 17, Zach McAdoo had a good run on the inside out of turn 4 and completed it into the next set. Now he's setting his sights on the leader, Brett Pritchard, who has had a great time out front.
The fastest lap. Justin has inherited fastest lap.
That he has. I missed that. And there goes the inside. How about that? Joseph Ernesto in the Dumont Jets, number 62.
Ernesto the besto.
Team Motorsports owner driver. Now up to second. Started in 10th tonight. Been one of the better races he's had so far. Even had a decent run in the Pro Series. Just a good weekend of racing at these flat tracks. I think he is pro low bank tracks.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we are approaching what I believe is going to be our fuel window here soon, and tires should be absolutely cooked. We saw that there was cars last night that were even getting into four-wheel slides, so I wouldn't be surprised if, even though the norm for the General Tire has been 2 tire pit stops, but we see 4 tonight.
Especially with how hard these tires are going to have to work around the 2 very unique ends of this racetrack. The tightness of 1 and 2, and then the higher speed 3 and 4. I would definitely want 4 tires on my car each time, so long as we're not in some sort of strategic battle.
Now we talked about how impressive Adam's been with him out. He's been moving up. But how about this for Sammy Cobb? He actually started in the top 15. He is down into the high 20s now. The double coin loves number 77 is moving backwards down the order. Don't forget, there are reward benefits for your triads and bits that you earn here on the Twitch stream. You are welcome to use them at any time. There's different things you can do with them as far as checking in with specific drivers and other sorts of goodies you can pull off as well. We're on lap 32 out of 150 for the Milwaukee 150 miles here at Gateway. Your leader is Brett Pritchard still He hasn't looked back since he took the lead. But he's got a Joseph Ernesto about a half a second behind him. Adam continuing his climb, trying to make the pass for 7th here. Looking to the inside of Makoto Kino's number 33. Have 19 positions now for the Hendrick Cars 40. What a charge tonight for the Revolutions Pro Motorsport machine.
And we had a lead change.
That we have.
Ernesto did get there.
And let's see. I got to check in on our handy dandy thing. Let's go down to the Joseph Ernesto. Guess what? He has not won a race yet this season.
Oh, boy.
If they can keep the strategy up for the remainder of the race. It's still very early, but that's a fast-looking race car.
He just set his best lap the previous lap.
And that was a 35.68, a very respectable lap time as well. Sorry, that was his fastest lap. He was 6/10 faster than the other. Oh, yeah.
Who has moved quietly into 3rd.
Ryan DeLusso.
Ryan DeLusso. Had a very quiet day so far. +9, and we've been missing it.
He's also was fastest in practice, so this car was quick. They were testing out some different things for qualifying. Got it from the last second from Permier. Looks like all that hard work is paying off. The CSX Ford has moved up quite a bit. And Brett Pritchard trying to reel the 62 back in. He's getting some good draft runs down the straightaway, but hasn't been able to connect as much in the corner. His teammates aren't having the best of days in comparison. Dylan Touchton's in 36th, about to go a lap down here sometime soon. And Austin Yoakum has actually been dropping. He's down to 20th after starting 13th. But this IRM car, they got the setup right in the 44 at least.
I'd hope to see Ernesto and Pritchard battle this out. And Jay is coming.
He's moving. He's moving up.
Place. Oh, big battle behind him.
Yeah, that was a dive into the corner by the 5.
Try to keep that momentum. Try to get that nose in around the outside of Jay, maybe. Yep, he's there.
Makoto Kino, our truck champion, now makes that move down to the inside. Driver out of Japan.
That track. That's the thing I enjoy about this track. The outside appears to really work if you've got the car forward in 3 and 4, but the outside in 1 and 2, it's with the being a tighter radius, not always the way to go.
It's all about how you drive it and how you set yourself up on each end of the racetrack. Permier starting to move up. He's appeared into the top 10. I think Adam may have driven a little too hard on his general tires. He's starting to slip a little bit. Still up 14 spots. But he fell back outside the top 10 here. Trying to make a repass on the 63. Now he's getting off earlier into the corner. He might lose a spot here to Noah Patwary, defending series champion.
Not quite able to carry the speed he was earlier.
Of course, Noah and Ben had a storybook ending to the season in Atlanta. They both tied for the championship. And it went down to the tiebreaker, and that tiebreaker was for the rookie, Noah Patwary. Ben won the race itself, and his rookie driver won the championship. Now looks to the inside of that beautiful metallic 28 of Deacon Jones. And Brett was been talking about this season. He wants to go for that third championship. We talk about how crazy it is to even get a repeat race, but how about a repeat championship? Only one driver has ever been able to do that in FARCA history, and it was Brett Pritchard who won the first and the second championship. So it's been a while since he's held up one of those trophies, and I'm sure he would love to do it again on the anniversary. Putting a lap down, the number 8 car from Noon Racing. That's one of the cars Brett owns. It's a new team that's been built up, Noon Racing. See the rookie stripes in the back of Dawson's machine.
Right back to the rear bumper of Joseph Onesto.
Yeah, had a good run going down the back straightaway after side drafting off the 8. That gave him a little extra speed going into the big end. We've talked about that a lot, so you can see here on the track map where they're heading around.
See if Brett can. Oh, Brett's diving in.
Oh, pit stops. And right on schedule.
Lap 43.
Here we go. First car in. This is what would be infamously called the undercut. Pitting early. The number 44 Heatwave Ford brings it on in. And I bet that was all in an attempt to catch Onesto off guard while he's dealing with some lap traffic here. So we'll end up seeing if he responds by pitting immediately. And what Brett is hoping he doesn't is that he won't pit early. That way Brett has more time running around on those fresh General tires. And it was 2 tires and fuel for Brett Pritchard. They are heading out. He's getting back on the racetrack. Bit of a slower stop, I would say. Normally we see mid-8s. That was a 9-1 for 2 tires and fuel on the number 44 machine. May have been an adjustment. We'll see if that was all they needed. So they're caught back up to the Rebel Racing cars. They're going a lap down for the second time tonight. Osborne's gotten around McAdoo. He's up to second. Connor's continuing his climb up the ladder. He's almost to the top 5 here. He's getting to the back of Jay here soon.
Really surprised to see no one else is coming in.
I kind of am too. I don't want to say Brett did that early because that was my planned pit stop. That's when I looked at the math.
Split
that 45 would be it.
Yeah, because 75 laps is a long way to go in these cars, and there's no way you can make it on fuel. So the best option to do is to split the halves in half. So split this race into quarters.
Right, exactly. Thirds. So it'd be 50-100, yeah. 50-100 and make it just enough to the end of the race. So him doing early here, I would then go long on this stint and hope he got a good car with the clean air. And that's what I'm thinking he would do. We have our next taker, Makoto Kino, has come down pit road for the number 33 machine. And if we're still doing those thirds, this is still technically early.
Yeah.
So we'll end up seeing what she does with this car. Onesto is still your leader. This allows Ryan DeLusso to be up in the second spot. Now he's gotten actually around the 79, but 79's using lap traffic 3 of these Rebel Racing cars. Yeah, they really missed the setup. They got a whole group of cars here stacked up.
This is a mess.
3 wide. Rob Kreider, Lizzie Wesley, Chris Davis all on pit road. Austin Yoakum's on pit road as well now too. We're watching the battle here of what's going on with these group of lapped cars. They're three, almost four wide in the center of the corner.
Jeez.
That was
Adam in the
Adam
wall.
all the way to the outside there. I don't know if he tagged the wall or not, but
It
he
looked like he
certainly
did.
was up in the marbles.
I looked like he did. As more takers.
Yeah, Connor's getting out of there. That's a great idea. Yeah, no scrapes in the 40. He must have been millimeters away from that wall. Here's that group of cars. It was Jay Langelier, Connor Meir, Dakota Cottle, Deacon Jones, Brandon Crasta, Citadino, Ezo, Weathers. Everyone's coming down now.
It's time.
They're splitting it right into thirds. And this is where it's going to be fun, because where will Pritchard cycle? He was the first one. He's been racing on new tires for the last 7 laps. And I am almost certain he's going to get a good second or two ahead of Ernesto the more he's running around on these new tires.
Of what appear to be 2 tire stops.
So,
but a lot of them falling in the 9-second bracket.
Normally we see about 7 or 8 seconds, which is going to tell me they're probably using more fuel than they normally do. But that also means Brett's pit stop was half a second faster on average than the rest of the field. So they were cooking for this pit stop.
Well, probably that, 8 laps? He pit on lap 43. Everyone else is pitting on 48, 49.
Yep.
That's 6-7 laps that he didn't need fuel for.
Are you seeing how much that outside lane has pushed up? It's like a dirt track cushion. They're moving that all the way up to the wall. Yeah, it's crazy. All right, now
DeLuso's in the lead.
Here is what's going to be the fun part. Is Rita have a group of cars upside in the top 10 here who have not pitted yet. This is called the overcut, where you try to stick out as long as you can on this to shorten your other runs throughout the rest of the field and hope that there's issues with the people that pitted sooner. And yes, here they come. It'll be Ryan DeLuso, Zach McAdoo, and Adam Douglas.
Just about 2 to 3 laps after everyone else.
You see what I'm seeing right there? Adam was with the 17 car. He gained a lot of ground at pit entry. That is something he's known for.
Absolutely.
Let's watch the 44. Crucially, he's ahead of the 62.
Yes. But his tires are 8 laps older.
But this is the gamble you take. He may have 8 lap older tires, but he is 2.5 seconds ahead of Joseph Ernesto, and that is his race lead. That is the gamble he took, and so far it has worked. He just has to hold on for this stint and see how it holds up for him. A couple drivers have continued to stay out. Now coming in is Aaron Douglas in the 97.
Also, Jacob McMillan coming in.
Quinones really sticking it out here. It's been staying out an additional 5 laps now. One of the few drivers still to not pit.
And Caitlin Meir. They're the last 2 not to pit.
Right. A Toyota and a Ford. Saw Quinones in the truck race. Had a roller coaster of a race. Got up to the front. Led it to halfway. Had as much as a 3-second lead at that short racetrack. Somehow went a lap down, but then got it back under green. Hoping for a better run tonight. Both Caitlin and Quinones come down to pit. That means Brett Pritchard will resume being your race leader. At 2.5 second lead, it's dropped down to 1.4.
And while all that happened, Lizzie Wesley has stolen the fastest lap of the race with a 35.242.
So I saw what was interesting here when the 78 came back out onto the racetrack. Brett struggled to get around McPherson's car, and he got around him a couple laps ago, but now he's back behind him again, and this dirty air is going to hurt him. And yeah, it's going to continue to hurt those tires. Side drafting around him, though.
And as people get comfortable with their new tires. Fastest lap is going to change around as it just did Connor Mir.
First 34.
34.987.
Sitting in the 6th spot right now, but the MGR Toyota is cooking. He's with his teammate, the 79. They are lapping that number 19 of Dylan Young. Not having the greatest night tonight for the Western Auto Racing cars. In fact, the highest Western Auto Racing car is all the way down in 22nd. That's Aaron, who just pitted, but he's got newer tires than the cars in front of him. So we'll have to end up seeing what he can do back there in traffic. He's got to work some magic. We're approaching the halfway break soon, and I'm sure we'll see more cars coming in again. Because tires, just like in the Pro Series race, I'm sure will be king.
Another driver to keep eyes on, I believe, will be Ryan DeLucy, who has settled into 8th spot. But he is the highest up on the freshest tires, pitting on lap 52 as he's battling with Lizzie Wesley, who pitted on lap 48. So he's got 4-lap advantage on those tires. So we'll see if he can make forward progress, just like he did in the early stages.
Curious to see how this is going to go. I like seeing that number 26 has been doing as well. I've been keeping my eye on Noah and Patwary. Actually, we haven't done that yet this race. Since we're almost to the halfway break, why don't we make our picks? And I am going to be going for a car I've been seeing has been quietly moving up so far this race. Going with Tier 1 Motorsports' Makoto Kino. She's up 5 spots, and every little bit of the way has managed to continue to move up. My pick is to watch out for your previous truck champion in the DeWalt Chevrolet.
As much as I enjoy seeing a Brett the Threat leading this race, I have to go with Onesto the Besto in that 62 Team Motorsports Chevrolet. He's still hanging on there. He's currently got the tire advantage. I know most everything's going to get reset with this halfway break, but he's shown that he's good on these flat tracks, and I think it continues, and he gets himself a checkered flag, and we have a 14th different winner.
That would be interesting to see. Keeping an eye on this, getting to the back of that number 44.
We're gonna have at least one more battle before this halfway break. He's gonna take the tape to the outside. Brett gets stuck behind his satellite team. And Onesto will take the lead around the outside going into turn 1.
I think he gave him some good
Brett.
juju there.
Big time.
All right, and there's a poll up in the stream as well that you guys are able to vote on. You can decide whether or not you think I was correct. Again, I voted for Makoto Kino. Or was it Brad who voted for our current leader, Just Finesto, who on the fresher tires has retaken the lead away from Brett Pritchard?
Now Dylan Touchton's harassing him, trying to stay on the lead lap.
That's a good teammate right there. Help hold him up.
That's
Try
a
and
good
see.
teammate.
There's going to be a little extra check slid Dylan's way. These two are very close friends who have been running in this organization together for a few years now. We even heard that Brett was moving in the middle of the season. And those two have been hanging out, going to FT events on the off days. Certainly wish the 69 had a better setup for the race, but at least they got one of their cars up here with a good pace inside the top 5. But man, this number 62, Onesto, has been quick this race.
He really sure has. Which, I mean, after Milwaukee and how that track is, how flat that track is, and how well he ended up doing. I'm now, I can't say that I'm surprised that he's at least doing well, but I'm very pleased that he's leading at one of these flatter tracks.
Brett even saying on the radio, if I have to be second to anyone, he's glad it's Ernesto.
Oh yeah. Everyone's
been keeping an eye on our hard chargers, and even though it's not as many positions as Adam, Noah Patway's turning it into himself for this stat. He's up to 6 now, 13 positions gained since the drop of the green flag. He continues to move. He'll have the most positions gained. The Reckless Racing, number 26, making up for what the 17 lost. In fact, where is the 17? He was running 14. Up so high. Yeah, what's going on with McAdoo? Our pole sitter.
I think just after the pit cycle, he just hasn't been able to make up the spots.
Yeah, he really hasn't. Neither has Aaron. It's just wherever he sits, he sits. He hasn't made a single pass. 97 struggling. He's trying to hold off 2 of his cars. One of them he owns. The Western Auto 20, you can see just how unhappy that front end of the car is going into the corner, bouncing and shimming all over the place. That is a missed setup for sure. Almost to the halfway break. And the pace of this one's kind of turning this into a long one, but this is how the Pro Series race went. That race felt like a 300-mile race, didn't it?
Oh, it did. How patient you have to be on these corners, and in these corners here at Gateway, turn 3, it's a faster corner, but you really have to wait on the throttle to get back into it. So you dive it in there, and you have to wait and wait and wait, and then you can finally go. So these drivers are feeling it as well.
Felt like a good arm workout. Felt like my forearms really had a good workout with. I had all the things on my wheel set up to max from the previous race. Forgot to change it for this one. So I think at some point early on you were like, oh, it's only been 30 laps. I also was like, excuse me, it's only been 30.
Yeah, like we got a green flag run going, and then a yellow came out, and it's like, oh, it's only lap 30, 35. We are a quarter of the way through this thing.
On board with Tim Salmon. He is running in the 13th position. And the 40 just drove away off the corner. Both of those Revolutions Pro Motorsports cars, 28 and the 40, just outside the top 10 here, both of these machines. They have their... Go on.
Not far behind them, you have 3 drivers who, unfortunately, are -12, -14, and -12 from where they started, and that's Zach McAdoo, Brandon Crest, and Dakota Cottle.
Yeah, there was
the pit cycle just did not serve them well.
Pitting at the right time is going to be massive here, because if we look at our top 10, besides Chris Davis, it's all plus green on everything. So there was a complete flip in terms of who was running where. So who times where and when to pit is going to be key for the running positions. We're also just a handful laps away from this halfway break. It's been Ernesto since he got around. Brett Pritchard, Makoto Kino is also joined up here as well. So we got both of our predictions suddenly 1-2 in this thing, which means they're not going to finish up here at all if it is any way to compare from last time we had this.
Exactly.
Somewhere I can hear a loud "oh no" from Joseph Ernesto.
Exactly. Zach McAdoo was one of few cars to actually have a pit stop in the 10-second bracket. 10.1. So had a longer pit stop, so that doesn't help either. I can only imagine that's just them needing to take more fuel because they pitted on that lap 52, had burned more fuel than most anyone else.
If you're honestly, if you're doing a 10-second pit stop for extra fuel, why
Why not throw in
why
the extra 2 tires?
exactly? In fact, actually, now that I'm looking at the order, we have one driver that did do that. Was in the lower
Daniel Quinones.
30s, Daniel Quinones, and he's up to 21st. So at least one team is, at least I would assume, sounds like being reasonable. Curious to see if that'll
Yeah.
help them flip anything. And as we're seeing this, we're seeing Aaron about to go outside the top 20. They need to go to work on this 97.
Yeah, not at all how Aaron typically performs in race time.
That's some lap traffic. As they're coming up to the halfway, they're going to be throwing the caution here on the back straightaway. Looks like Ernesto will be deemed our leader at the halfway break. That poll for prediction is almost over. It is tied between whether or not it'll be Makoto Kino or Joseph Ernesto based on our guesses.
I wonder which one Joseph Onesto voted for.
There's that halfway yellow. Scheduled break. We'll be seeing some wave arounds happen here as well. So once the field is all cycled together, cars will get waved around. We are also only 8 followers away from our goal. We're at 72, trying to get to the next milestone of 80. So if you guys would if you guys like what you see, go ahead and hit that follow button. We stream races every single weekend, whether it's the main season or not. We have 2 different series that always get live streamed. The Pro Series occasionally does. That's our online series. And during the off season, we do some open wheel racing. So we'll be seeing the Indy cars racing around on their schedule as well. And we're almost to the chase for the championship. Saw a couple cars come down pit road. It's our lap traffic.
Was pit road open?
Yes, pit road was open.
Very interesting takers.
All lap traffic, pretty much. Couple cars on the lead lap. We got Tom Jones coming down.
That's like about a third of the lead lap cars came in. Looks like TBD, Top Red Development, is splitting the strategy.
Got some 4 tire pit stops that happened. Rob McPherson out of Douglas Motorsports took 4 tires, as well as Dylan Touchton in the 69 and Dylan Young in the 19 took 4 tires.
Hey.
All right, broadcast will be hidden here for a second. We got to do some wave arounds here. All cars that are 1 lap down, as long as they're not over 10, will all get wave arounds. We do this for the fairness of competition, whether they pit it or not. They're already going to be a disadvantage at being further back in the field regardless.
Yeah, it looks like everyone that came in took 4.
We're only going to see 3 cars that were 1 lap down become back on the lead lap. That'll be Dylan Touchton, Trent McPherson, and Dylan Young. Everyone else was over 1 lap down. We still have all 43 cars in this race. We've had no accidents on track. So there'll be a good little break here for a few minutes. Good time to go get some replenishments. You won't be missing too much while we're just pacing around. Just give us a few minutes. Still waiting for a couple cars to finish their cycle. Last car's almost done. Waiting for 2 more to get through. Okay, last one's getting through, which means we can give that signal. All right, 1 to go this time through. See the field span back out to 2 wide. You'll see a stretch of cars at the back of the pack being single file. Those are all the cars that got waved around. Just like you see there. 3 more cars back on the lead lap. That's Arthur, Xavier, Dylan. Sorry, that's Dylan Touchton, Rob McPherson, and Dylan Young, all back on the lead lap. Got our predictions running up here on the front row. And it was a 50-50 split whether or not the vote went to Makoto Kino or just Finesto. So we'll leave it up to the drivers to pick who is going to be the one to score those non-existent points for us.
Ah, yes. Love it.
Green flag back out in the air. Racing once again here at Gateway. Had some pit strategy. We'll see what it ends up doing for our field. They still need to make 1 more pit stop. Fan out 2, almost 3 wide. Pritchard under fire here. Kept it clean
Connor
after that
Beer.
first lap. Yep, there's Connor Beer in the middle.
Almost 3 wide.
Three right behind. Oh, in the
Almost three
wall.
wide.
77 in the wall. It was 3 wide exiting turn 2, and he absolutely maxed the outside wall with that number 77 Ford. There's scrapes on that on the front fender. Sparks were flying. So we'll end up seeing if that damage will hurt the pace of the 77. Meanwhile, storming, Jay Langelier.
There we go.
This kid's made up 7 positions on the restart. It's now the highest Ford of the race. It's been a battle between Ford and Chevy all race long. Makoto Kino right behind, trying to move around on the outside.
Big move if he can pull it off, and he does.
Makoto Kino was able to side draft off the number 9. She now heads into turns 1 and 2 to see if she can get up to the back bumper of Joseph Ernesto, who just set the fastest lap of the, his personal best lap of the race, 35:19 for the 62 car. Trying to become the 14th different winner of the season. Crazy to say, but Langelier's already gotten a win this season. Osborne behind. He'd love to see it. How about this? Adam Douglas up to 6th. Highest he's been all race.
Plus 20 spots from the start of the race. Looking to size up. Looks like he was sizing up Justin there for a second.
See how he does. Makoto Kino did get around the number 9. Half a second away from Ernesto. Keep an eye on that leaderboard. We're on board with the 40. Connor Meir with the dive. And a whole gaggle of cars behind.
Yeah, this is all
Oh.
a big cluster.
Race lead. Makoto Kino.
You know,
Must have taken the lead down the back straightaway out of turn 2. Here comes Ernesto trying to fight back on the outside. Denies her leading the lap. This is where it can switch. The tighter corner. He's able to cut her off before corner entry to maintain race lead. I don't think either of these two have won this season.
I don't think so.
Makoto Kino has. She has won a race this season. She's 24th in points. Joseph Ernesto is 31st in points. Let's see, where did Kino get this race win? Kentucky.
Wow.
That was a good race. Led only 10 laps out of 117. Caution is out. Caution is out. Daniel Quinones has crashed. The number 16 heavily damaged, sitting out in turns 3 and 4. That car is annihilated.
We have a caution.
Let's see what happened here. Oh, the whole front clip got taken off this thing. Oh, we're 3 wide. All right, so on the inside here, that's the number 51. That's Tim Salmon. And then it's the 81 of MGR. That is Jeff Cannon. So let's see what ends up happening here. We don't have too great of a camera angle here. That's pretty much the best we got. And it looks like, oh, he just got tagged. Didn't know he was clear. And hit the wall hard. No safer barrier. That's right where the safer barrier ends. So that's what caused the suspension damage. Look at that thing. Wheels pitched in. That an angle. Heavy damage even to the 81. 81's got a tire down. Running down all the way on the outside like that. So that's our first natural caution of the race. That was here on lap 85. And yeah, I think that might be the end of Quinones' race, honestly. We
Yeah,
got
that was
pit
a big
stops.
lick.
We got pit stops.
We got
Sammy Cobb,
stops.
Aaron Douglas, Austin Yoakum, David Walsh, Timmy Weathers, Citadino, Odessa's teammate, Tom Jones, Timmy Weathers, Dylan Young, Dylan Touchton, Jeff Cannon, Elias Nassar all bring their cars down. Now, flipping this race could be crucial for Aaron and Austin Yoakum. Now, it's a bit of a stretch if they can make it all the way. We saw 57 laps was the longest someone took it. Don't forget this series, no green white checkers. The race will end at scheduled distance no matter what. So that's intriguing. That's a long way to go for these cars. I don't know if it's going to be enough.
My pit counter has Brad Hughes in the pits for a quantity of minutes.
It does. Oh, there's damage to that number 7. Heavy right front damage. The right front is towed out. Bumpers pushed in. So something happened to our Pro Series winner's car. Shambles for the Subway Ford.
From what it looks like, I believe everyone from 26th on down pitted with this group. What it looks like.
All right. Still waiting on a couple cars to wave around here. It's Elias Nassar and it was going to be Jeff Cannon, but he's still on pit road doing repairs to that machine. Quite a few cars here. Yeah, Daniel Quinones, they have taken that thing back to the garage. More cars have decided to come down and pit. Zach McAdoo and a few others have already pitted, came back down, including Sammy Cobb and Tim Salmon. So seeing some pit crews making some last-minute changes to what they want to do, and that's probably because we're getting close to the turnover point while cars are getting waved around here. So this is interesting in terms of strategy about what is going on throughout the field. Getting the 2 to go signal, 2 to go from the officials. It'll be lights out in the pace car next time around. We're seeing here as a result a couple cars that were still waving around. They might have to hold this off as a result if they can't get around in time. These are cars that didn't pit. There goes Rob Kreider. If they're still there on the backstretch, they'll call this thing off. Looks like we're good. Jeff Cannon still on pit road, that number 81, with similar damage to the 7. Brad continues to lose laps here. Still not sure where this incident happened for Brad.
Hey, maybe it was part of that bunch up. Once Daniel Quinones came up and hit the wall, there was about a 5-car stack up behind him. I wonder if both these cars were part of that.
This is just a look here to see. We can catch the number 7 here in the wall at some point in this. No, that's just part of that. Unfortunate. Brad is coming back out on the racetrack, though. Good to see that. Lots of cars there with on the single lap for 1 lap down, or on the wave around. But it's time to go racing again here at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Lap 95 out of 150. We are very close to the pit marker. We've seen some flipped strategies here, which means we might see this race flip over on itself. Let's see what ends up being the call. What is it going to be enough for those that pitted early, or is it going to go to those staying on the main strategy? We got an A and a B script. Let's see what happens. Kodokino looks to the inside. What a dive from Brett Pritchard. 3 wide behind. The Super Lube 15 in the center with the 06 on the outside. Oh, and in the wall goes the 06. Stays clean. Looks like that car's okay. Some damage there to the fender. Almost went 3 wide again there with Krasta forcing the issue. Now, don't be surprised if in the next 5 to 10 laps we see the top 20 pit. Remember, they still had to. We were already very close to what would have been the theoretical time to pit. But everything has been changed around. After that incident on lap 85. If you missed it and you're just joining in, it was Daniel Quinones got into Jeff Cannon's number 81 machine, got spun out into the outside wall on turn 4, and that may have just about ended the number 16's day. And yes, we are getting official word. They have packed it up for Daniel Quinones' car. They are putting it into the hauler. Too much damage before the race is going to be over. Heartbreaking day for Daniel Quinones. First car coming down pit road. It's Dylan Touchton, the number 69. This will be his 4th pit stop of the race. He's pitted on every yellow except for the last one. And I'm sure that's going to be the beginning of what we'll see for the rest of it. I'm sure this is a test for the team owner who sits in the 3rd spot right now, who was the first one to pit on the previous cycle. Doesn't want to be caught up on the long run. Look at the run he's getting, though, to the outside. 2 for 1 into the lead. Brett Pritchard. What a move.
Well, and look behind him. Jay followed him through.
Look who's behind Jay.
Adam Douglas.
Here we go.
Well, there's been a big shake-up up at the top here. Jay and Adam.
This top
changing the game.
3 has all won a race so far this season. Let me fact check. Adam hasn't won a race yet this season. That number 40's fast. The 40 and the 62 and the 79 all yet to win a race. Hell, Quinizo's even in here now with the Super Loop 15. He hasn't won a race yet this season. Lice Nassar comes off pit road. Man, they have struggled in that number 1 machine so far this race. That's the 5th pit stop in 100 laps for the Kinetic Ford. Kino now trying to get to the back bumper of the 44. 50 laps to go. Tom Jones just left pit road. He went a lap down because of him pitting. See where he may potentially cycle back out. Not sure he will, and this could be an interesting thing about the cars that still have to pit. The ones who already did, they're going to... Oh, there's heavy damage to the 92. Are you seeing that?
I was glancing at the race center. The fact that I could see the tire from that camera angle is not good.
She's 12th with that damage at the moment. I'm not sure how long that'll last, but that car's got heavy right front damage. Yeah. All right, Caitlin, let's see what you got in that number 92. Kino now to the inside of Brett Pritchard for the race lead. Backs out of it. Didn't get quite the run she wanted. Now tries the outside. That was a switch. That was smart. Baited the 44. Brett knew that she likes to run the inside. Peeked her nose down there. He went to block. She went high. Not sure what happened to Deacon Jones. He had a really long pit stop and then came back in again. It's a lap down now in 37th. Brett's coming in. Last time he pitted was lap 43.
The start of the A strategy.
The thing is, too, with this pit stop is he doesn't have to go easy on it. He's only got 45 laps to the finish. So it's just going to be his pit crew needing to pull off another crucial pit stop here. Fresh tires won't be too much of a significant advantage because they don't have to run as hard or as easy as they did before. Meanwhile, the charge from the number 40, he's almost caught the number 33 of Makoto Kino.
10.38 second stop. But the last time he was in was lap 43.
I want to keep an eye on this because the story needs to be said just in case they can make it to the end. The top 15 still needs to pit, and that puts our hypothetical race leader at Timmy Weathers because he pitted under that last caution on the lead lap with Aaron and Zach McAdoo behind. These three will become the new race leaders because they pitted during the last caution. But it's going to be a stretch on fuel for them.
That it would be.
They packed the 44 full of fuel, 10.3, not the quickest pit stop for them. Let's see what they end up needing to do, though, for Brett Pritchard's car. Will the undercut give him another 2.5 second lead if Kino and Douglas don't pit? And the others run out of fuel. That's going to be the other thing, too. Is will that second field have enough to make it to the end? Coming to 40 laps to go here and a couple times by.
He looked low on the racetrack. I thought that she was going to dive in.
Oh,
she is.
Kino's in.
Diving in.
Kino's in. She has made her way down onto the not apron. What is it? Access road to pit road. Let's see what the number 33 crew does. Remember, Pritchard had a 10.4 second pit stop. Let's see what they do with Kino. We'll keep an eye on that. Adam starts leading some laps for the first time tonight. And he's got a Chevy and a Ford behind of Ernesto and Langelier. It's a quick pit stop for Makoto Kino, 8.1 seconds. So that 2-second advantage for Pritchard may be null and void with how quick Tier 1 Motorsports are. They are high-fiving themselves down on pit road. A proud pit stop for the 33 crew.
Just have to hope that they got enough fuel in it. A quick stop like that. But should everything cycle out the way we think it should, Makoto Kino should be ahead.
And in fact, it worked. They were even able to cover Pritchard, because of that quick pit stop. They are a second ahead of the 44 crew. That was a vital pit stop from Makoto Kino.
If this ends up in a Makoto Kino win, that was the moment.
That was indeed
As
the
we
moment.
have a bunch more cars coming in.
Jay Langelier,
Brandon
both,
Crest, and Lizzie Wesley.
Yeah, both of the procrastination machines have brought it down. That was a well-timed scheduled pit stop for them. A lot of these drivers trying to time it when there's less people on pit road. That's smart. We're seeing 8-second pit stops from these guys. 7.4 for Brandon Crast's crew. Connor Mir.
The longer you go, the less fuel you need.
Yes, that's another crucial thing. Connor Mir, Justin Osborne, and Chris Davis have all brought their machines down as well. This is the race within the race. Check this out. Aaron making the move on the number 55. They're passing the damaged 92 of Caitlin Mir. Remember, these guys pitted under the yellow, but it's going to be a tight stretch on fuel as to whether or not they have enough to get to the end. They get a caution, though, and this race is turned upside down.
Another wave of about 4 more cars. 3
Noah
more cars.
Patwary.
Nesto, Quinn, Izzo, and Noah Patwary.
Let's see what they end up getting. They're fresh into their stalls. Let's see. It's the 7.9 for Quinn. Wondering if we'll get any sub-7s. Not on this cycle. 8.2 and 7.9 for these guys. The race leader has surrendered. Adam Douglas brings down the number 40. Theoretical race leader goes to Aaron Douglas, which is a wild flip compared to how his race has been so far tonight. And in fact, he is getting around cars that still have to pit on the cycle, like Justin Franklin. Remember, he is yet to win a race so far this season. He's the highest driver in points without a win, and they're banking on pit strategy to get it tonight. I don't think Weathers has had a win yet so far either, who is a defending champion in his Red Bull machine. Let's see. No, he has not. Timmy Weathers is the second highest driver in points without a win. Austin Yoakum still has to pit. No, I'm a liar. I'm a dirty liar. Austin Yoakum's in this battle. And he has won a race so far this season. He's got one to his name, just like everybody else so far. Can you guess where he won that race?
Austin Yoakum?
Austin Yoakum. Where has he gotten his lone win this season?
Was it Sonoma?
It was Sonoma.
Because that was a Supreme dominated race.
No,
and then
backwards.
Austin Yoakum.
That was Vegas. Vegas was dominated by Supreme. Austin led 40 out of 44 laps at Sonoma. The only laps he didn't lead was the green flag cycle.
I forgot about that.
See if the ignition speed Ford Mustang can hold on. It's going to be all about fuel. And the question then we have to ask is Yoakum burning up too much by getting this far out? Next driver on strategy is Makoto Kino.
If I'm any one of the drivers who pitted on that last yellow, I'm trying to lift and coast, trying to save as much as I can. But these crew chiefs, they need to make that call early on whether if it's too much fuel to save, or whether if they can save the fuel or not.
I think a driver who's
they cannot, they need to pit now with everyone else.
I think a driver who's being really smart about this is Timmy Weathers. I noticed he was battling with Aaron for that preemptive lead, but he's since slipped back to the 5th spot. That tells me that's not bad pace on the race car. That's them being cautious on their fuel.
Yeah.
And here's another crazy thing about this. Weathers did fuel only. 4-second pit stop when he came in. Sammy Cobb only took a splash. There's no way he has enough. Same for Austin Yoakum. He only did a splash of fuel. It's Aaron in the number 97, who is the only one in the top 5 who did 4 tires and fuel.
But those people who did splashes, that was their 3rd stop.
Justin
I
Franklin.
think they might have.
They
come
came
in
back
during the
down.
time.
There was drivers that came back down. Caution is
Maybe
out.
yellow.
Caution is out. Deacon Jones has crashed. Heavy damage to the number 28 car. This race is now completely upside down. This changes everything.
This changes everything.
What happened to Deacon Jones? Heavy damage. Oh, it's going to be a very similar incident, it looks like. It's not even 3 wide.
He's trying to get his nose in on the 39.
He did, and the 39,
was not
Nick Fountain self-cleared and just obliterated the front end of that 28 car. Well, how the turntables.
He was okay.
They're pitting.
They're pitting.
What? I don't even know what's going
Timmy
on.
Weathers did not.
Timmy, what? He stayed
Timmy Weathers
out.
did not pit.
He stayed out. I have no words.
Oh, I don't either.
I have no clue who is going to be controlling this thing.
Oh, you know who's back up there with Timmy Weathers?
Dakota and Zach McAdoo.
They're back. Oh my.
This changes a lot. We got Supreme up here. Both of them. Nick Fountain and Weisbecker. Dylan Young and Jacob McMillan are up here. They were 2 laps down at lap 45.
Our first of the people who had been leading this race is Makoto Kino in the 11th.
That's crazy. They still got a lot of cars to work around for about 27 laps. We're in the final stages of the race, so wave arounds are disabled. People are not going to get waved around at this point. So this is going to be up to just how well these front runners all end up trying to race. Remember how I was saying I thought Weathers was going slow? Because I thought he was being smart and fuel saving? I think that may have been the case, and they think they have just enough fuel.
Gotta try something.
I got to hand it to Tim Salmon because of this move. He's now up 17 spots this race. How about Citadino up here as well in the top 5 after his team owner had led a good portion of this race?
Everyone in this top 10 hit it on lap 90 or 92. David Walsh hit on lap 90 and took 4 tires. Everyone else either is on 2 tires or they had taken...
First car to watch is David Walsh. That blue One Main Financial 56. He's your first car with 4 fresh tires. The rest are all 2 tires and a couple splashes of fuel here and there. It's going to be a stretch.
Four fresh tires on lap 90.
That's true. That's
your
true.
First on tires recently.
And then it's Yoakum on down. They all took 4 tires. They're for sure good to the end. Let's see how it goes. Green flag's back in the air. There's so much to think about. I love a good strategy race. You know what's funny is that they debated about whether or not we were going to go here or Pocono. So I guess we were destined for a strategy race either way. Oh, so much 3 wide action. Oh, we got trouble in the back. Cresta in the 97. We'll have to keep an eye on the 63. Make sure there isn't a tire down. There's a tire down. That's going to be a caution. There is a tire down. That is a yellow flag.
Oh, goodness me.
Wow. Let's go back and see. So it's coming out of turn number 2. And yeah, they were 3 wide. Right here. Oh, look at the shuffling right here. He was closing in, following what the 26 was also doing, and caught the front bumper of Aaron's number 97 and went straight into the wall, like what we've seen out of turn 4 multiple times tonight. It's right on board with Aaron. We're going to see here when he takes this 3 wide. It's going to go to the outside here at the 92. There's Krasta ahead. And then right here, boom. That's all it took. Lap cars getting cycled towards the back. Krasta is on pit road. They are just now breaking this thing down. Look at that bumper flapping around. It's unfortunate for Krasta. So we'll see if they can get that damage fixed and whether or not he'll be able to bring this thing back out. Absolute calamity. Now we went from a very calm first half to a absolutely chaotic second half.
Oh, yeah. And the way, second half, people are getting a little bit more desperate, making moves. I mean, taking the outside 3 wide, that's where the momentum is. And that's where we've seen a lot of people either make moves or size up moves into the next corner. So it's go time. That's where you can find speed, but then we also have this whole game of chess going on.
I gotta give a shout out to iRacing. In the middle of me panicking, going to throw the caution, I accidentally hit single file restarts, not throw yellow. Thankfully, they have changed the double file option from double file inside to double file back, so we're not losing our restart style. Thank you, iRacing, for finally changing that after 10 years of it being double file inside. All right, here we go. After all the chaos we've had, we've got 24 laps to go when we hit the restart. Timmy Weathers, still riding on just a splash of fuel, leads this thing. Who will win?
Joseph Onesta. I'm sticking to my guns here.
Let's see. We're already thinking about 3 wide there. 72 struggles for grip in the middle of the corner. Do we stay clean? So far, yes.
Do we make it?
Dakota Connell surging up to the front. The number 5 DK Motorsports Chevy to the back bumper of the Weathers machine. 3 wide behind. Into the wall, Connor Mir. Makoto Kino gets turned around. A huge wreck. Huge crash. There are the cars upside down. That's Justin Franklin on his lid. So many cars are involved. We have at least 20, maybe 25 cars involved in this thing. Huge crash on the front straightaway. Oh, man. What happened here? Okay, where's Connor in here? Because he is the one that got turned. There are 3 wide. It's happened here so many times already. We're watching up here. There's the damage 39 from the previous incident. I'm going to stop it right here. So he gets tagged by Makoto Kino coming up the racetrack. Gets turned around. Makoto's car tries to flip almost immediately. Even she hit the side of Langelier's number 9. Pritchard, oh, he got tagged right at the last second. And then it was just a stack up behind of everyone else getting involved. I think that might be day ender for Brett Pritchard. So much damage to that
Big
number
front end
44
damage.
car. I don't remember seeing if he got that car moving again. Oh, he did. I am honestly surprised. There's no safer barrier there, and he hit that thing square in the front. So many cars involved here. Let's see if we can go through. There's Deacon, Noah, Pat Worry, Caitlin Muir, Quinn Izzo, the number 27, that's Greg Graziano, Brad Hughes, Austin Yoakum. Tom Jones on top of, he's sitting on top of the number 81 machine of Jeff Cannon. Rob McPherson is also involved. He's sitting right next to that number 28 car, 25 car that's upside down. What a crazy event that has pulled out in front of us now, and we got cars on pit road getting repairs done. That includes Brett Pritchard, Chris Davis, Makoto Kino, Sammy Cobb. So many cars, so much damage done to these machines. I can't get a good angle to see what the 44 car looks like. He will go a lap down. 606 is missing his front bumper. That's just crazy. Absolutely crazy. And it's time to go again. Rack them up.
So now with all these yellows, what do we think the fuel situation is for people like Weathers, Cottle?
Because we go to the distance only now, there's no overtimes. I wouldn't be stressing about this. I think he might actually be good.
I think it's now our top 9 that are on this B strategy.
Well, this track wasn't originally on our schedule. I think it needs to make a return next season.
Yeah. I would have to agree.
All right, Gateway, we see you. All right.
Yeah,
look how short the field is.
Oh, my goodness.
My goodness me. We have 17 cars on the lead lap, and it looks like about 21 are on track. Pace car heads down. It is time to see if we can escape with what we have left of the race. Green flag's back in the air. 20 to go at Gateway. Man, if this is the gamble that gets Weathers the win, I have to give the biggest brains wrinkly pink trophy to that crew chief for getting him out there, because holy crap, what a decision that has turned out for Timmy Weathers.
And then to leave him out there when about half of the people on that strategy came into pit on one of these yellows. He stayed out.
Yeah, he stayed out. And that might have even been hard into the wall. Big wreck.
Oh my god.
Oh, Andy Bewley, end over end. What a hard hit to the outside wall in turn 4.
Oh my goodness.
That was a brutal crash. I was not ready for that. There I go. What happened?
I've never seen a car just shoot like that.
I'm so confused. Oh, got right hooked by Ernesto mid-corner.
Ernesto, no.
The roof flaps just didn't even have a chance to deploy.
Oh, my God.
Okay, I'm going to play this at full speed. This is going to be brutal. Oh.
Oy.
There's a safer barrier there, but I don't think it did much for that impact.
Oh. Especially when you pancake it like Bewley did.
That had to hurt. Well, and another car bites the dust in this race.
Earlier in the program, we were talking about starting to get down to the wire on the points. in the point standings. This is going to be a disaster trying to figure this out.
I
points-wise.
have no clue how this will go. All right, we got the 1 to go signal. Remember how I said the first car, at least on this current cycle, has 4 fresh tires? He's on the outside now of Timmy Weather. So let's see what David Walsh can do with that number 56 machine. Can Weathers continue to hold on with all the incidents we've had? He's still riding on just a splash of fuel on his tires that he originally put on his car from over 75 laps ago. And the fresh tires, I think, are just going to be king here. It's going to be really hard to hold off the number 56. See what he can end up doing. Don't count out Cottle right behind. He might disrupt these 2 Toyotas. Think we stay clean. Looks like the field is okay behind. 3 wide behind him, though.
Hopefully.
Oh, and the wall goes to 79. Nothing major. David Walsh, not quite clear. Huge charge on the inside from the 17 there. Keep an eye on him. He's towards the back end of the screen. And new leader, David Walsh, with those 4 fresh tires compared to the others behind him. Adam Douglas with the freshest tires in the field. He is up to 7th right now. He's setting the fastest times compared to the rest of the field right now.
He's got time. He just needs to get clear.
He's almost clear. He's getting there. A few more cars for the 40 to pass, and maybe he can make a charge to the front. Fastest lap of the race, 34.95 for David Walsh, though. He is moving in the number 56 car. Get a peek into the mind of how his season has gone so far. He's had 1 pole and 1 top 10. He's led only 8 laps this entire season with an average finish of 25th. Hasn't been to victory lane yet this season. And in fact, the last time Walsh made it to victory lane was 2022 when we had an 18 race schedule because we had to shorten it up. He won Bristol after leading only 19 laps. So what a win would this be for Walsh Enterprises, new sponsor on the car, and a strategy that has somehow worked out for him. Adam continues to pass cars. He's caught up to a previous race leader, Timmy Weathers in the 55. I don't know if he has enough time. It's 2 seconds of track, and he's got 20 lap fresher tires. Dakota Cottle and Zach McAdoo just set their fastest laps of the race. Cottle is catching up to the 56. DK has also had kind of an upside-down race and an upside-down season. It's been a roller coaster. He hasn't made it to all of the races this season. He hasn't been to victory lane. He's down to 38th in points, struggling with sponsorship, and look at him with a chance at winning tonight. Two blue cars up at the front. They're 3 wide behind, trying to battle for the 3rd spot with the lapper Tom Jones in the mix as well. Only 17 cars are on the lead lap. Justin Osborne, despite the damage, just set his fastest lap of the race for himself. Almost a full second lead now for Walsh. It'll be 10 to go this time by. I love it for these guys. I believe the top 3 hasn't won yet this season. I got to check for Tim Salmon. He has 1 race win. The 51 has a race win. He could play spoiler in the party, but Cottle and Walsh do not. Still not sure what exactly happened to the 28 car. Couldn't figure out where and when his incident occurred or even what happened because the car looked relatively okay. Might have just been a mechanical failure, but they have put that thing into the hauler as well. We only have 39 cars on the racetrack. There is still 2 on pit road getting extensive repairs, trying to get it fixed before the race is over. And those 2 cars is Quinn Ezo. That car looks like it's almost put back together. And Kenny Bambura is coming back out on the racetrack after 8 minutes of repairs to the front end of that 82 machine. Weathers and McAdoo battling it out for 4th. And I thought Adam would have a bit more pace here on the end of this race, but he may have burned his tires up trying to get through the field from where he started. Aaron's actually cracked into the top 10 now after getting around the 79. He had 4 fresh tires in lap 120. He's actually got the freshest tires in the field, but that we know that car doesn't have the pace. He's just enjoying the fresh rubber. That's another car that's had a roller coaster of a race. Didn't expect to finish where they may end up finishing. That's just being at the right place at the right time in terms of their strategy and when the big wrecks occurred. Still 1.3 seconds for your leader, David Walsh. 6 laps to go for the Walsh Enterprise Toyota. Could you believe that we might be 14 different winners in a row? And the last time this driver won the race is when there was only 18 in the season? That's almost an entire season's worth of no repeat winners.
That is... I cannot imagine that. And yet it's happening.
We've always prided FARCA for the level of competition, but for this year in particular, it has been quite the playing field. We had the first Drivers Alliance meeting. We had about a, 3-hour meeting discussing
3 hours.
How we can make this fair, make the racing better, make it better for the teams and the drivers, and what has it tranced into?
Oh, yeah.
Any Given Sunday apparently is going to be the new model for the Permier series. Got to hand it to both of these drivers up here in the top 2 who've had arguably terrible seasons.
With a little bit of strategy play and a little bit of luck, find themselves in the top 3. And the Tim Salmon, I mean, granted, Supreme is always a team that's up there with one of their cars in the competition, but good to see Salmon up there as well.
I love to see it. Got to give a big shout out to Reckless Racing. They brought some good cars for their drivers tonight. Noah Patwary, who was involved in a wreck earlier. Unfortunately, he's not in the top 10 racing with his teammates. Langeliers had some great flashes of brilliance. The pole from McAdoo and a top 5 finish is what he's looking like he's going to get. 2 to go at the line. It's a 2-second lead for the Walsh Enterprise Toyota. David Walsh, owner-driver, came into this season with next to no funding on this car. Picked up One Main Financial a couple races ago. Got a whole new look on their machine. And might be finally since Bristol Motor Speedway of 2022. He's led more laps today at this race than he has the last 2 seasons combined. How about that? Going down the back straightaway, we've had 14 different races this season. And in those 14 races, we've had 14 different winners into 3 and 4 for the final time after one of the most chaotic races of the season. It's going to end up being the number 56. David Walsh, the One Main Financial Toyota, is going to win at Gateway. How about this?
Absolute
Cinema.
right. Steamer of a race.
That is cinematic.
Strategy all the way through, but the second half, it's like a powder keg you took a match to. Everything just started happening. I mean, crashes which flipped the strategy further, and David Walsh and his team was able to keep the car advancing up the entire time.
Man, this is crazy. And top 10 is Tim Salmon, Dakota Cottle, Zach McAdoo, Timmy Weathers, who off a splash of fuel. Same tires since lap 54 for Timmy Weathers. How about that racing from our previous champion? John Cittadino, best finish of the season, finishes P6. Adam in 7th. Weisbecker 8th. Langelier 9th. And Justin Osborne with the damaged number 79 rallies in for a top 10 finish. Rest of your finishing results is as shows. From 11th on back, only 17 cars finishing on the lead lap. So many cars involved in an accident tonight. What a race. That is just awesome for David Walsh. All right, we're trying to get the points going up live. Now, this is, of course, a weird track type, so that means that the website, unfortunately, is not recognizing it. But Ernesto's got a new thing for us. Let's see if it'll work. Gotta love the many tools that this dude brings and builds out for us. Site's able to read YAMLs now, so let's see how well this goes. So I can convert that back in here after opening it up and telling it to be something else. There we go. So I can change there. Because it was trying to say mile oval. Let's say this ain't no mile oval. We'll just call it a short track. I think that's good. Can save that. Convert YAML to JSON. I think it doesn't want to change the YAML to the JSON file. Is Zest awake?
What?
Doesn't look like he is. Let's close that out and try again.
I'm gonna head out.
Okie dokie.
It's 1:30.
Yeah. So results may be up tomorrow, but we have it saved at least. We'll get that sorted out. We'll get everything updated and onto the website. Appreciate everyone who stuck around for watching because this was a great race. Look forward to the next one. We'll be at Richmond Raceway for the next week's event. We'll be there with all 3 series, so that should be a blast. Yeah, that was a really fun race to see. Going back there, awesome. So once again, just a huge thank you to everybody, and we will see you guys at the next one.
It is time for bed.